Here's a very technical legal term. I hope you're sitting down. You may need to lay down for this one. It's very complicated. It's Latin. Defense attorneys love throwing around Latin terms on the elevator in the courthouse. Of course, I couldn't be happier. Idiot! Susan Hendricks. Joining me in the courthouse. Does Richard Allen, did he actually volunteer that he was at the scene of the double murders, the day of the murders, quote, watching the fish from a trestle bridge? How tall is that thing over the water? Who can see a fish down in that muddy water? It reminds me of the Ichikani, where I grew up. You couldn't see a thing in it. So what he actually says, he's on the bridge watching the fish.
Yes, and looking down at his stock ticker as he's walking towards the bridge saying, oh, I was just there looking down. Keep in mind, I know the panel knows this, the voice, his voice, if it is him, if he's found guilty, down the hill is in that footage on Libby's cell phone. And I believe that's why they don't want it in the courtroom. And I do want to point out, I've seen, as I mentioned, him glaring at the families and myself, but you never hear him talk. And I believe maybe that's by design because his voice is on that cell phone. Will they want to compare that, even if he doesn't testify? I mean, I didn't even hear a whisper to his attorneys, and I was staring at him the entire time to notice how he was reacting because he saw the crime scene photos. They were put down right across from him, and I saw him push it away and glance down for a minute. So I was watching his every move, and never did we hear him speak during the hearing. So we'll see if that is why they want that out.
So interesting, Susan Hendricks. Jessica Morgan, did I ever tell you about my slew-footed armed robber who was also couldn't spell, and he gave a handwriting sample? He could not help misspelling things, just like he did the bank note, the bank robbery note. Don't touch the LRAM. This is a Roby. Did the same thing in his handwriting sample. But he was also duck-footed, slew-footed. And when he walked up like that to the witness stand, all 12 jurors were hanging over the jury rail. Some things you just can't hide. I think Susan Hendricks is right. They don't want him speaking in the courtroom because it's going to match to down the hill. And not only that, the voice and the mode of walking. I think we have a video of the alleged perp, actually walking forward. If he is caught walking in the courtroom and there is anything at all unusual or identifiable in his gait, the prosecutor is going to seize on that.
Yeah, they will. And as you well know, one of the things that we look for in forensics, people are compelled to give exemplars of their writing. I really wonder, Nancy, can he be compelled to give a voice exemplar relative to the statement that is being made that has been recorded? And if so, have they done a voice comparison relative to that? While they have him here, did they get a warrant to compare his voice, to do a voice analysis on him? And also his gait. I think that's going to play
Just got. We're showing the video right now. You're talking about his gait, and you know what else? He's not looking down at his cell phone. I wonder if they've done a forensics exam of his cell phone to determine if he was really looking at the stock market ticker. Like, anybody can see that on a cell phone? I can't read a darn thing on there. How can he read that little ticker at the bottom of the screen? He's not looking at his phone. That's a lie. We can see his gait. Does he walk like that in the courtroom? Susan Hendricks pointed out they're not letting him speak because it may match down the hill, the girls caught on their phone. And I've just been advised by my producer here in the studio, Jackie, that bridge is 63 feet tall. Not really conducive to fish watching, is it?